Okay, greetings everyone. This is Mashuk. Good morning. And this is Audiobook Survive. Alright, page 134. How to carry someone to safety. If someone in your expedition team has sprained their ankle but is still conscious and can hold themselves upright, you can make a stable seat with your hands simply by joining forces with another person. 1. Following the picture shown above, place your right hand on your left wrist and grip tightly. Ask your lifting partner to do the same. Now grip their right wrist with your left hand and get them to grip your right wrist. As in the picture above, lower the seat by both of you, bending your legs, not your backs. 4. Get your casualty to sit on the four-handed seat and place his or her arms around both of the lifter's shoulders tightly. When the casualty is seated, stand up, making sure you keep your back straight. As soon as you have carried your casualty to safety, not a trained medical person who can examine them, find them. Safety points. Do not lift anyone that may have a serious injury unless it is absolutely necessary. For example, if they face oncoming danger such as fire. I always ask someone else for help when lifting. Don't try to lift a casualty on your own, or you could end up dropping them and doing them more damage. How to survive the bubonic plague. In the unlikely event that you wake up in medieval or Elizabethan England and discover that the epidemic of the bubonic plague has reached your town or village, here are some tips on how to survive it. Survival strategies. Symptoms of the plague include a headache, aching joints, a fever, and vomiting. Large lumps will appear around your armpits, neck, and groin area, and black spots will appear on your skin. These are the buboes from which the plague takes its name. Watch out for these symptoms in yourself and your family. Keep your house clean. By dropping food crumbs on the floor of your kitchen, you may attract rats with fleas that are carrying the bubonic plague. Don't copy your ancestors and carry flowers around with you because you think they'll stop you from getting the plague. They might cover up the smell of rotting plague victims, but they certainly won't stop you catching the dreaded disease. Coping with the contagion. Shut yourself away in your house, but get word to anyone who has been near you that you have the plague so they can get some medical help. Do not stop bathing. It is essential that you keep your sores really clean so they are less likely to become infected. Paint a red cross on your door. This will tell your friends that your household has become infected with the plague and they will know how not to visit you after school. Alternatively, you could try and survive until the 20th century when antibiotics will be available and your chances of survival will be much greater. How to survive at sea. If you're sailing the crest of a wave, when suddenly your boat begins to sink, the gently lapping sea will instantly become a treacherous ocean. In order to survive, you are going to need skill, endurance, and the following tips. Stay on board. You're more likely to survive at sea on a boat than on a life raft. So don't rush to abandon ship. Even if your boat is damaged, you're almost certainly better off on board. Why? Because the bigger the boat, the more visible it will be to a rescue party and the better protected you are from the wind, water, and sun. Proper provisions. If you have to leave your boat because it sinks, then your life raft should be equipped with a basic survival kit. This will include a shortwave radio, a GPS receiver, a global positioning system receiver which can calculate your exact position in the ocean, a compass, a knife, self-igniting flares, a waterproof watch, a waterproof torch, warm blankets, a box of matches in a waterproof container, a first aid kit, and some dry food. However, the most important thing you should have on board is fresh water. A lack of fresh water, clean water, will dramatically reduce the number of days you can stay alive. Warning, no matter how thirsty you get, never be tempted to drink seawater. Seawater is 3 times as salty as your blood, and your body would not be able to cope. It would also make you extremely thirsty. You will also need to eat. There should be provisions in your raft, but once these are used up, don't panic. Fish should be plentiful in the ocean, and fly fishing may even land in your raft. If you don't have a fish rod, then try using twine and hooks made from wire or aluminum cans. You can eat the flesh of fish raw. Don't forget to eat the eyes as well. Gross, but these contain water too. Make sure you don't eat the organs or you may become sick. Stay dry. Seawater is your number one enemy, so your main aim should be to keep dry and stay warm. If you are out in cold water, you could develop hypothermia, a condition that sets in when your body temperature drops below its normal level. This can kill within a short space of time. If you're in hot weather, exposure to seawater and sun can damage your skin, leading to blisters and other infections. So if your life raft has a canopy, use it. If not, try to rig up sheets and blankets as a shelter from the waves and from the sun as soon as possible. If you remain exposed, you will survive for a short time than if you are under cover. Stay or go. Even if you know your location, attempting to row towards land may not be your best strategy. Currents and riptides may push you further from your destination, and your efforts to row the life raft may waste precious energy. If your boat was able to send a distress signal before it sank, staying close to where you sent the flare will mean that you are more likely to be found by potential rescuers. Signal and survive. A survivor in a life raft will be almost invisible in the vast seascape. As a result, it's vital you are ready to signal to any passing plane or ship. If you have self-igniting flares and shortwave radio, then make sure you know how to use them so you are ready to swing into action at any time. If you don't have either device, use a handheld mirror to reflect sunlight towards rescuers or attract attention by using a whistle or a torch. As a last resort, waving brightly colored material may also be effective. Warning: before setting out on a voyage, always tell someone your route and the time you will arrive at your destination. This way, people will know where to look if you don't arrive. How to survive an Arctic adventure. The Arctic regions can experience terrifying storms and temperatures as low as minus 80 degrees Celsius. Amazingly, though, people do live in these areas. The Inuit people, who make the Arctic their home, are experts in survival skills. If you're ever trekking towards the North Pole and a blizzard begins, you can build yourself a snow hole in shelter in until the storm passes. How to build a snow hole. Find a large slope of snow in which you dig your shelter. Slopes of snow are easier to tunnel into. Using a shovel, dig a tunnel about 1 meter in length into the side of the slope. Scrape away any area of snow at the end of your tunnel. Continue to scrape out snow until you have made a hole large enough for you to crawl into. Stop scraping when your snow hole is big enough for you to fit yourself and your equipment inside and tall enough for you to sit up in. Warning: keep the roof of your snow hole as thick as possible. A thick roof will keep your hole warm and also minimize the danger of your snow hole caving in on top of you. Before climbing into your snow hole, spike the ends of your ski poles into the roof. This way, your other explorers can spot your shelter and find you easily if they need to. Inside your snow hole, use some of the snow that you scraped away to create a ledge by patting this snow down above the floor of your shelter. Cold air is heavier than warm air and will collect near the floor of your shelter, so having a ledge to sit on will help keep you warm. 6. Put all your belongings in the snow hole and position something bulky like your rucksack in the entrance to keep out some of the cold air. Using a twig or a stick, carefully make 3 holes on top of your shelter for ventilation. This way you can safely burn candles inside your snow hole or light a small camping stove to give you extra warmth. Smooth over the walls and roof inside your snow hole. Your body heat will warm up the snow around you, and smoothing the snow on the walls should stop drips. Now you can shelter from the blizzard in comfort before heading off on your adventure again. Done.